The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. What a race. Last week's race in Bahrain was one of the most interesting races. Now we are getting into the thick of the season. We are already seeing the wonders, how races can change, what can happen in races. And you saw that, like I said, and I held my word, is that the pole setter might win the race. But I held it back because with Max Verstappen being on pole and Red Bull keep telling us that their car is not fast, their car is not fast. It's so glaring that the Red Bull and the McLaren are almost on par from beginning of the season. There will be some tracks in which one will perform better than the other. This is not a very good track for the McLaren, but we can see that they still had some domination, and it was so glaring what McLaren can do with that car and what Red Bull can do with their car. The Red Bull is fast. McLaren seems a little bit faster. Welcome to Saudi Arabian analysis. What happened in the race? Oscar Piastri started from second position in the race and ended up winning the race, while Max Verstappen started on pole position and came second. Max Verstappen also could have won the race if he had left some part of the rule book at home and remembered the main part. They had a meeting yesterday on how the racing should be, but the meeting did not dictate what is in the rule book for 2025. What is in the rule book for 2025 is if a driver has the right of way on a particular part on the track, it is right concede to him. Max Verstappen thought he also had the right of way, while Oscar Piastri was having the right of way, so he took the other part. Meanwhile, if Max Verstappen had given the place back, Max Verstappen could still have won the race. All he needs was a DRS. So by the time they are able to frustrate themselves on DRS, one person will give way, and it will give us a very interesting race because both Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri would have to chase themselves. It will now be a race of tire management and who is more experienced and who can give it all. That is where Max Verstappen would have come in and won the race because he had more experience, he could have managed his tire better, and he could have really won the race. But Oscar Piastri had two chances of winning the race. One, with the place given back, had the advantage of putting Max Verstappen behind him, but he may not be able to put Max Verstappen behind him on the long straight, in which Max Verstappen will charge down and might have overtaken him, and they will have been trading places until somebody gets tired. And who will get tired? The person that has consumed more of his tires or overused his tires. The other way is 5-second penalty, which should have been a 10-second penalty, but because it happened on the first lap of the race, it was a 5-second penalty. Oscar Piastri, he was able to manage pace, manage his tire. He won the race convincingly, which is not a hard thing for him to do in that McLaren because the McLaren looks like fastest car. What happened to Yuki Tsunoda and Pierre Gasly? It was a lap 1 incident in which nobody is to be blamed. The two of them are running on cold tires, and again, Yuki Tsunoda, I think, who is under pressure, yielded. But will Red Bull be giving that seat to Isaac Aja? Red Bull, Red Bull, Red Bull. I don't know what they will do, but I think Yuki Tsunoda is putting up some good laps, doing his best in that car. With time, we will see what Yuki Tsunoda can do if they give him the maximum chance in it. Taking 3 races in that seat, will Red Bull be able to trust him enough to give him that seat permanently? I doubt it. See, don't trust Red Bull. Red Bull themselves don't trust themselves. To Lando Norris. Lando Norris came back again to prove to us that he still has a mediocre heart, because how would you make the same mistake twice successively in 3 laps until somebody had to tell you from your pit lane that, Oga, hit your head once, bah, what are you doing? You're trying to overtake an experienced driver, somebody that has had a good experience of that track with Max Verstappen in 2021. Lewis Hamilton is allowing you to overtake him on the last corner when he knew all he needed to overtake you back and frustrate you is to just get the DRS, in which we all know the Ferrari are one of the fastest on the straight line. And Lando Norris did the same mistake. I think, what was he thinking? Where is his mind? You've made that mistake once, you don't do it again until somebody had to tell you from your control room that allow him to go, then pick the DRS and overtake him, and he won't be able to overtake you. Very simple. Nearly overtook Lewis Hamilton on the straight into the turn 1. He disappeared. It took like 7 to 8 tenths out of Lewis Hamilton's time. These are simple things that he could have done win of the race. To me, his mind is unsettled. Lewis Hamilton is still messing up his own race. I think he has a lot of things to learn in that car. Whether we like it or not, we can cut him some slacks and say, oh no, because after racing for his old team for like 12 years. If you look at Carlos Sainz, in the last 10 years, he has moved 4 teams. You looked at Hulkenberg, he has moved over 5 teams. But to him, he's moving team for the first time. So you can't cut Lewis Hamilton some slack. He needs to do better. He needs to quickly learn this car. Coming up to set up, he needs to know how to set that car up for him to get maximum time out of it. Let's move to Oscar Piastri. That boy, he has a good head on his shoulders and is doing a very beautiful job. For me, Oscar Piastri deserves every win he has had, and he deserves this championship battle he is in. He's leading the championship battle now. If you look at the qualifying Piastri has had this year, even to the sprint, if he's not winning the pole position, he will be few 2/10 off the driver at pole, which means he's pushing himself to make sure he gives his utmost best. And to the Williams, what a great race Williams had today. Somebody's misfortune will bring up another person's fortune. The Alpine and Yuki Tsunoda's misfortune took the two Williams into good points, coming from no points into 9th position, and the Williams ran a beautiful race. Carlos Sainz was able to give his teammate Alex Albon DRS so that he can maintain that position, and they got maximum points for the team, which is what the team need at this point. Isaac Hadjar has surprised me this season. For me, I think the team would have been looking at a way to cut his time short, looking at him liking Lewis Hamilton and so many things. But Isaac Hadjar has proved himself to be a formidable driver, somebody that can be relied upon. He had edged his teammate Yuki Tsunoda when I was driving with him, and also Liam Lawson that is still driving with him. The only issue he had was in Australia, the first race of the season, in which he made a mistake in the rain and threw the car into the barrier. And aside from that, 4 races, he has been outstanding. He has given a good account of himself. What a great driver he is. Kimi Antonelli has also proven himself. Yes, he's driving a Mercedes that looks like a fast car, but look at what he has done with that car in the 5 races of this season. You know Kimi Antonelli is a future problem. He's pushing it out, telling everybody that he deserves to be in F1. Lando Norris almost got himself penalized when he crossed the line, but looking at it carefully, he got it right. Those are the little mistakes that Lando Norris is making that is making him look like he does not deserve that seat. And I think these 2 weeks that they will have, the next race coming up in the fortnight in Miami with a sprint race, he needs to take his time to look at what he has done in the 5 races of this season and look at himself and see how he can recover and get himself better to know how he will challenge his teammates and Max Verstappen for that championship. To Ferrari, the true verdict is that the upgrade Ferrari had brought is not working. The car has not pushed itself forward. The only thing Ferrari has had is good race pace, which they've not had in previous years. They qualify bad, but in race pace, they are consistent. They can end the race where they started the race, but they need to improve the car into a place that it will push them forward, which Ferrari has a lot of work to do. Coming into Miami, if there's really some pace in that floor and the other bits they've brought, then they need to bring it up in Miami, because this is really showing that they are not in any form or in any way a team that wants to win the championship. Now, let me go to the Aston Martin. I don't even know where to start or what to say about Aston Martin. They have not really proven themselves at all this season. They've shown that they are one of the bottom 3 teams this season. Their performances, their qualifying recently has been poor, and their race pace has been poor. Lance Stroll, after doing some good jobs, decent jobs at the beginning of the season, in the first 2 races, he had gone back to the way he was last year. They are saying their performance and their scope is on 2026 car, which Andre New will be designing, or he has started designing for them. But sincerely, you have a 2025 in which you can still get decent points here and there, becoming the 5th best team, in which Alpine and Williams and also RB are fighting for. But Aston Martin are not fighting for anything at all, and it is a shame where they are or where they've put themselves. I said it yesterday, Haas and Sauber have developed backwards. They're not even fighting anybody, only fighting themselves, and they're fighting the win. They need to push themselves, because their projection this year will determine where they end up the season. And Audi taking over Sauber fully in 2026. Where are they starting from? Sauber told us last year that, oh, they are waiting for Audi to take over. That is when they want to start showing performance. Performance, Kwanu. Performance that you've not shown half this season. The point you guys got this season was given to you out of luck. I don't understand the performance they are trying to bring to us when they cannot even perform. Sauber cannot perform. We have seen the glimpses of what Haas can do, but water has passed their gari. That's why it's difficult for us to start seeing it. The RB, the 2 drivers from RB are really trying, but only one driver has shown himself to be spectacular. That is Isaac Hadjar. Liam Lawson is getting himself back together. At least in this race, we saw some decent overtakes from him, and he was able to fight, but water passing gari also. Looking at Jack Doohan, this race has not worked out for him. He's really far behind his teammate. His teammate Pierre Gasly, just on another level. This 2025 season is one of the drivers that people should, or commentators should be praising, should be shouting about, that these guys are doing a good job this, but nobody's talking about him. But his teammate Jack Doohan needs to get close to him. Yeah, he's a rookie, but he needs to get close to him. We can see all the rookies on the grid this year. The only person doing a decent job is Bierman. Even Antonelli is not getting close to his teammate. Yeah, Antonelli looks like somebody that will get close to Russell in the next 6 to 7 races. But let's see what happens with these guys. Going into Miami in 2 weeks' time, I think we need to see where and how these guys, especially Ferrari and Mercedes, can maximize the potential of their upgrade and make the cars better and come and challenge Red Bull. I am not sure the distance between McLaren, Red Bull and Ferrari, Mercedes is far. It's not far. It's all about some little twitches. They can get those things right. Ferrari going back to Maranello in the next 2 weeks and really looking at what they have and working around it, and Mercedes going back to their UK base and really pushing themselves. I think we are going to see some decent race, and you cannot just want to miss the next race in Miami. It's going to be a big one. Until Miami, there are lots of shots coming in. You can also send in your questions. Let me know what you feel about our commentary and who you think is better or who you think should fight for the championship. Piastri, Norris, Max Verstappen, or the Mercedes, Russell, or the Ferrari boys are really going to give it a shot. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I love you guys. Bye. Up until Miami.